And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get our guest speaker up here. He hails from the Dallas, Texas area. He's been known as a man with the backbone and posture. He made a decision to not take his vehicle, so he's jumping Uber everywhere he goes so he can prospect the Uber drivers. I think that was pretty neat. He took the air out of the vehicle and said, Mr. Thomas, I got to talk to people. Mr. Thomas, I'm getting uncomfortable. See, a lot of times we get comfortable. He said, I'm getting uncomfortable. I said, what do you mean by that, Mr. Foster? He said, I'm going to sleep on the floor until I get the next position knocked out. I said, now that's a commitment. That's the difference between a chicken and the egg. What came first? We won't talk about that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to the great Sam Foster.
Good morning. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being on the call. Mr. Thomas, thank you for your hospitality and, as always, for your platform. All right, we're going to dive in. Get your seatbelts on, guys. Had a different spin to today's message. I had a young man who's supposed to getting on the call. He ran into some issues. Got to try to get him on before my time is up. I'm trying to shoot for next week. He's getting ready to go out of town. He is a true entrepreneur. His name is Mr. Will. I don't think Will is maybe 27. I know he's not 30 at all. He reminds me of Shaquille Cooper. He owns 2 or 3 different businesses. He's a great entrepreneur. Of course, I met this guy at the AT&T Stadium. We did a little work together recently, and the guy just floored me, really floored me. Young guy. I'll have him on the call soon. But really looking forward to him doing some great things here in ACN. Going to plug him in here shortly. Great things. One thing that I noticed, guys, Mr. Thomas, I don't know, Mr. Thomas, if you noticed or not, but you stepped all on my message, sir. I mean, you stepped on my message. This is the second week in a row that you stepped on my message. And I'm going, wow, okay. I read Proverbs this morning too. So I get the activity part, and that brought me to my message, guys. The title of my message. It's a question. It's for everybody to answer for themselves. Are you active? Are you active? Mr. Thomas says all the time, do something to push your business forward. My question to everyone on the call, are you active? Rick Kubiak all the way in Hawaii. Are you active? I see your jacket black. Are you active? Sensational. Are you active? Deborah Rockmore, are you active? I got it. All the way with the dynasty. Joshua Casey, are you active? That's a question. Mr. Cush in Canada, are you active? Danny Payne, Alberta, Canada, are you active? Dale Ransom, are you active? I mean, that question needs to be said, guys. Are you active? That's right, April Hall, I see you. Do not wreck your car. Are you active? Keep your hands on that steering wheel. Do not look left or right. Are you active? That's the question everybody should be asking themselves. Harrison Mills, my brother from another mother. Are you active? That's the clarion call we want to give out for today, guys, to ask, are you active? The meaning of activity. Wrote down several meanings, guys. One is the quality or state of being active. The quality or state of being active. That's one definition. The condition of which things are getting done. Once again, going back to what Mr. Thomas said this morning, think about it, guys. The condition of which things are getting done. Last but not least, a thing that a person or group does or has done. A thing that a person or group does or has done. Are you active? You can only answer that for yourself. Are you active? Why are you saying that, Mr. Foster? I'm getting to it. I'm going to slow it down. I'm getting to it. The reason why I asked that question, guys, because last week, I had the privilege and the opportunity to go to the stadium and hang around some fascinating people. Of course, I was peeking, and peeking. Got some names, got some numbers. That's going to be coming up real soon. Interesting individuals. Found out some guys, a lot of business owners go to a lot of high profile events. Think about that for a second. A lot of business owners go to a lot of high profile events. Well, why is that? Common sense, guys. They go there because, to be totally honest, they peak too. They peak too, and the way that our business is set up, guys, to be totally honest with you, we have everything to gain and nothing to lose, because not only are we tied to everybody in the aspect of essential services, but we're tied to them in the aspect of we do both sides of the house, the business side and the residential. Let me say that again, April Hall. We do both sides of the house. Leela Lynch, we do both sides of the house. So in a unique capacity, we pretty much got a chokehold on the situation. That's right, Sal Crosby. We have a chokehold on the situation. So whenever we walk in the room, guys, we get to pick from whatever tree we want to pick from, because not only do we do essential services, this is a nugget for somebody, but we do both sides of the house. So when you walk in a room, you should never be intimidated. Harrison Mills, they should never be intimidated, because they do both sides of the house, business and residential, at the same time. Somebody's going to get that. Somebody's going to get that, and their business is going to come up a notch, because they have to realize that when you walk in any room, you are not to be intimidated. You are to be totally motivated. Why? Because nobody can beat what you have. I don't care what they say. They cannot beat what you have. Why? Because we do essential services at its core, and we do both sides of the house. Oh, if somebody just got that. If somebody just got that. Cordell Curry, if somebody just got that. Luann Pinedo, it's not prejudice. It doesn't care what race it is. It doesn't care about nationality. It doesn't care about gender preference. Mr. Cush, we do both sides of the house, business and residential. Watch this, guys, at the same time. G. Valdez, if they just got that part, sir, if they just got that part, they can 10x the situation. But I'm going to take it a step further, guys, because I chose to be active. I found myself in the room at the AT&T Stadium with the one and only Jerry Jones. That's right. I know my females looking like, who is that? I see you, Jackie Black, look like an egg just hit you, but wait a minute. Other people on this call going, whoa, wow. Just in case you hadn't figured it out, ma'am, that's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. I have to say it like I'm at a speakeasy, Danny Payne. I have to say it real quiet, because I don't know who's trying to come knock on my door. Because, guys, you don't get that kind of situation every day. I was in the room, and by the look of things, guys, I think it may have been maybe 85 people in the room, maybe. Nice size, quiet, slight size room for the activity that was going on. He was dropping nuggets. I probably should have titled this Mr. Cush Dropping Nuggets. Joshua Case, I probably should have titled this Dropping Nuggets, because in a 15 to 20 minute conversation right before the football game, he came in the room. And when he came in the room, he said some things, guys. And by the way, this is a multi-billionaire with a B. Watch that part. Harrison Mills with a B. I don't want to get it confused with an M now, because some people get the M confused with the B. We talking multi-billionaire, right? I see why this man is so loved, watch this, and hated at the same time. He is the J.R. Ewing of this century. That's right. That's right. For all my Dallas fans back in the day, he is the J.R. Ewing in a good way. Why do you say that, Sam? I found something out about this gentleman. Found something out about him, Mr. Thomas. He's very transparent, to say the least. Now we're in the room, guys. I'm gonna take you in the room with me. I got to slow walk this for a while. I got a long way to go, but a short time to get there. But I'm gonna slow walk this for a second because I want somebody to get the essence of being around what we commonly call greatness. Now we talking entrepreneurship. Now I hadn't went nowhere, and we still talking activity, right? It's the power of being in the room. Now, I'm in the room and he starts talking. I say to myself, well, he's probably going to talk about politics and this, that, and the other. No, he didn't go that route at all. Now I see why this guy has amassed all these billions of dollars. He takes a common sense approach to conversation. He makes you feel like you and him are having a fireside chat. He started talking, guys. He talked about how he originated the Cowboys. And what struck me as odd was all this stuff that go on about this man. I found something out, guys. He said when he first acquired the Dallas Cowboys, he said you only acquired 15% of the Dallas Cowboys. He said at the time that he acquired the Dallas Cowboys, he said folks kept saying, oh, you must be purchasing the boys to leave a legacy. Sensationally, he said, what legacy? He said he wasn't purchasing the Cowboys to leave no legacy. He didn't know what a legacy was. Somebody gonna get that. Somebody gonna get that. He said he didn't know what a legacy was. He said he couldn't have been put down a legacy. He said because his father didn't have a legacy. He said his father didn't know nothing about playing football. He said, no. Hold on now, guys, as if somebody's at my door. He said when he acquired the Cowboys, guys, he said they was in the red. For some entrepreneur on here that think they can't do the business, he said they was in the red. He said, if I'm not mistaken now, allegedly, he said they was losing about $1 million a day as a franchise. Let me say that again. $1 million a day as a franchise, they were losing when he first acquired the Cowboys. He said, what legacy? He said he had to basically figure this thing out, right? Didn't come from a background of legacy builders, so he was the builder. Somebody got to get that. Somebody got to get that. This first-time generation people, somebody on this call got to get that. He said he was the start of the legacy. I just told you, he said his daddy didn't know nothing about football. He said he wasn't. What legacy? He was the legacy. For somebody on this call, you are the legacy. What generational wealth? You are the generational wealth. Somebody's going to get that. I'm slow walking this. I'm slow walking this sensational like I'm walking a cat with a leash. Think about it. I'm slow walking it. Because somebody needs to get this in their system. This man said, what legacy? It floored me. I'm sitting around here going, I thought he was going to talk about all the bells and whistles. He talked about the dirt. Guys, he talked about getting his hands dirty. He said they was losing $1 million a day when he purchased the Cowboys. Now, how is that for entrepreneurship? He started in the rear. He had his family in the room. He had his daughters in the room. He had his sons in the room. He had them in the room. Now, how is that? He had some of his grandkids was in the room. So how is that for telling the story to your legacy, being the legacy? In other words, he was letting them know that he had to get his hands dirty. Still to this day, he's teaching basic principles. He wasn't talking about, I got this, I got that. No. He said, this is how I start. For somebody on the call, you starting from nothing to get to something. And this is the perfect thing to be in. This is the perfect vehicle. Why is that? Because I'm going back to what I said originally, guys. We do essential services with residential and business at the same time. If you grasp that concept, guys, you'll have a better mentality when it comes to your business. Now, I got out of being in the room, not only names and numbers, but I started paying attention to my environment, the atmosphere that I was in. It makes a difference, guys, because I started walking around, even though I might not have been a millionaire or a billionaire, and I got invited in the room, but I started walking around like, wait a minute, I got something not only that they need, but I got something that they're already doing. Harrison Mills, I got my hands on something that they're already doing. Not only do they need to do it, but they have to do it. That's a difference right there, guys. Not only do they need to do what I got, but they have to do what I got. So now I'm in the room as if I'm a billionaire, because now I see myself just a little bit different than the average brick and mortar individual. Because I don't do brick and mortar. I'm on the cutting edge of technology, AI, it doesn't make a difference. TI, PI, it doesn't matter. I got all the eyes when it comes to ACN. Why? Because our business is mobile and transparent at the same time. Somebody need to write that down. Our business is mobile and transparent at the same time. So all I had to do was open my mouth. Dwight all the way in Alabama, Joseph Smith, all I had to do was open my mouth and started talking about casual things. Because I realized, guys, I didn't have to work my business up. There we go, guys. I didn't have to work my business up. When everybody else in the room, if they had something going on, they have to work it up. I never had to work it up. Kush, I never had to work ACN up. The only thing I had to be responsible for is getting a name and a number and being cordial. Because I knew for a fact, Mr. Backbone and Pasha, that everybody in that room was already doing my stuff. The only difference I recognized was they wasn't making money off of it and they wasn't saving money. At the end of the day, who don't want to get right with their bottom line? Joseph Smith, at the end of the day, who don't want to get right at that bottom line? So I got the opportunity to understand from a global perspective how business works and how I'm on the not only the cutting edge, but I'm in the footprint of everything that goes on in this country and in Canada, Danny Payne. All I got to do is be responsible for connecting the dots. That's it. And after we got through with that conversation he had, I started paying attention to who was breaking out and who was walking around, and I started talking to people, and I started getting names and numbers, and I didn't have to change my script. I do a little something, let me get your number. Well, they didn't know what I did. They didn't know what time it was with me, but they figured, hey, I was a high roller too. Why? Because I was in the room, Harrison. For all they knew, I was a millionaire. I was in the room. Drop the mic on that one, Harrison. They didn't know, but they also didn't understand that I got this arsenal behind me called ACN. So, guys, if I can leave you with anything, I'll leave you with this. You gotta stay active. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay driven. Because in the next 2 months, your business is gonna go haywire in a good way. Because if you can keep the mentality of staying active with your activity of being active every day, you're gonna be guaranteed to move that needle. You're gonna be guaranteed to move that needle. You just have to be steadfast, unmovable, and always abounding in your ACN opportunity, because you have an opportunity to change lives, continue to be active, and leave a legacy for your family. So to all you first generation millionaires out there, I want to say congratulations, and let's do it together. Even though it may be lonely at the top, we can get there together. Thank you for your time, Mr. Thomas.